What's up, dummies? How we doing? Doing all right? Good, 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 good. Oregon's going to beat Southern Cal. Texas going to beat Arkansas. Georgia Tech Pitt just started. Pitt has scored the first points of the game. They're now up 6-0. An extra point will make it 7 on the road at Georgia Tech. We got the Tennessee-Florida game coming on here in just a few minutes. BYU and Cincinnati play tonight at 8 o'clock. That should be a good one. Nebraska and Penn State could be a good one. My team got destroyed by Vandy, but I'm still among the living. Well, that's good news. Being alive is preferable to the alternative. Thanks for coming on tonight, Lou. Don't thank me yet. If we don't get the thumbs up to where they needs to be, this is going to be a short stream. We need to have everybody hitting the thumbs up 3 times. It's important. Not twice, 3 times. In fact, don't hit it twice. That's a terrible idea. Hit it 3 times, either once or 3. Texas 52, Arkansas 37. There's just 16 seconds left in the game. So that one's all but over. And Pitt, like I said, just scored to take a 7-0 lead over Georgia Tech with 7:49 to go in the first quarter. So that's where we is. Nothing really funny so far today. Nothing all that funny has happened today, which is disappointing. Yeah, disappointing. But maybe something funny will happen tonight. Maybe Tennessee will lose to Florida. That would be funny. That would be funny. Lou, can I get an FOSU for rivalry week? Best in all the sports. I got us winning 35-21. Yeah, fuck Ohio State. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I hope for Ohio State's sake they've got good weather at that game next weekend. Syracuse letting Notre Dame score 70 was pretty funny. Yeah, you know how these average teams are. They like to run up the score on bad teams to make themselves feel better. Tennessee does the same thing. Maybe Deion Sanders will become Georgia's head coach. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to read comments like that for 3.5 hours. I'm just not going to do it. I've been streaming. This stream started less than 5 minutes ago, and you're already in here with the most retarded shit you can possibly think of. I'll either remove you or I'll remove myself, one of the two. One of the two. All right, that's the final 52-17, Texas over Arkansas. Tennessee is not running the score up on Florida. Giving up 37 points is criminal. Criminal. They ought to be arrested. Arrest somebody. Can I get a fuck Michigan, Lou? Yeah, fuck Michigan. No offense, haven't asked for how many years in a row now? And they still think Sharon Moore knows what he's doing. Dang. Turns out he don't. Who do you think the SEC championship will be? I have no idea. It's going to come down to opponent winning percentage, and we don't know what that'll even be until after next weekend's games. I have no idea. Syracuse is poverty. I hope you guys took Pitt money line. I took under 60 points. I took under 60 points in that game. Texas still thinks they're making the playoffs. Yeah, they're not. They're not making the playoffs. Georgia Tech returns the kick out to the 15, the 20, across the 20, and tackled at the 21. 1st and 10, Georgia Tech at the 21. Pitt says Georgia Tech fumbled. Pitt did come up with the ball. The referees are talking about it now. This would be devastating for Georgia Tech. They just gave up a touchdown, and now Pitt says they have the ball. After the play, unnecessary roughness on Pitt. And I guess it's going to be Georgia Tech's ball. Let's see. Here's the replay. Yeah, he looks down. I don't know what the penalty was. Anyway, 1st and 10, Georgia Tech, and tack on 15 yards for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Pitt. And now, what are they doing now? Reviewing the play? Now they're going to review the play to see if it was a fumble. So a lot going on here on that kickoff between Georgia Tech and Pitt. Lou, I'm going to the Georgia Tech game. Which one? Same to you. Gonna be a great game. Who is Sonny Styles? Average team. Go Big Ernch. Oh, we gotta close the poll down. The chat says Tennessee -3. All right. All right. That's the bet. Comment section bet is going to be Tennessee -3. I don't blame the weather or the injuries when Ohio State loses. The teams who won were the better team. Subscribe to Lou. Yeah, great idea there at the end to subscribe to Lou. That is a great idea. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Insanity. I appreciate that. Dave's here, says, we read that. Thank you, Dave. Mr. Insanity, Cooter Cat, Michigan Man, and John Waffle says Pitt owns the state of Georgia. They don't own West Virginia, though. Pitt's dog shit, my man. Pitt is terrible. Pitt doesn't even own their own stadium. What are you talking about? Utah lost. Yes, they did. How did Eastern Illinois only have 32 yards of offense? How did you watch an Eastern Illinois game? Or more importantly, why? Notre Dame's best win? Navy. Jeremiah Love for Heisman. I think he should win it. It's always hard to be confident in the Heisman people voting for a running back, but I think he should win it. He's the best player in football this year. He should win it. Thank you for the super chat. Says Uncle Lou spending this money just so you can roast my cousin. He's an Oregon fan and said y'all can't beat a one-win team by more than 35. Y'all don't have a chance in the playoffs. Well, your cousin's retarded. Does he shit on the sidewalk too? You say he's an Oregon fan. Does he shit on the sidewalk? Why is Oregon talking about Georgia? The Sultan of Saturday has returned. Well, it's good to see you in here. Good to see you in here. Pay Lou. The Pay Lou movement can't get ahead this week. Can't get ahead this week. We need to hit some winners in prime time. You think we can do that? Think we can hit some winners in prime time? We need Washington to win for a $238 winner. We need Georgia Tech and Pitt under 60 points for a $250 winner. And the comment section bet is Tennessee -3 for a $75 winner. Who you got, BYU or Cincinnati? BYU. And I'm betting it right now. NCAA foosball. BYU. Let's go. Pay me on BYU. I've got BYU winning on the road. $150 winner. Let's go. $150 on BYU. 4th and 3 question mark. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know what that means. Imagine losing to Michigan 4 times in a row. Big dang. Yeah. Ohio State on that struggle bus when it comes to that rivalry game. They're owned by their daddy Michigan all time, and they currently have a 4-game losing streak. Sad state of affairs in Columbus. Pitt with the ball, 1st and 10 up near midfield. They pick up about 4 or 5 yards. 2nd down coming up. Pitt's up 7-0 on the road at Georgia Tech early in that one. 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Just here to pay Lou, go Vols, says Hendrick. Looks like I'm going to be pulling for the Vols tonight, too. That was the comment section bet tonight. So we've got Tennessee -3. That one will be starting here in a few minutes. Got it right here. As a Bama fan, Knight might be a problem for us next week. To my Deuce Knight from Auburn. Joey suing for a 4th year. Well, you don't have to sue for a 4th year. If it was his 4th year, he wouldn't have to sue for it. Yes, he shits on the sidewalk, and even though he's blood, his dad should have pulled out. Damn. He might have been conceived through anal sex. That could be part of his problem, too. Most embarrassing part of losing to Michigan is that they're dog shit. See, that's good. That's how you take something bad, a losing streak to Michigan, and turn it into shit talking. That's good. Is Aguilar going to win the Heisman next year, according to the Vols? Whoever Tennessee's quarterback is next year is winning the Heisman, according to the Vols, in the offseason. Yes. God bless Georgia. God bless you. And go Dogs. They lose to them next week, and it will be a dog shit team in the playoffs. Yeah, if Michigan wins next week, they'll be in the playoffs. That is a fact. That is a fact. Notre Dame fans bragging about beating Syracuse. What else are they going to brag about? Beating Navy? I mean, what? Navy and Southern Cal, are those the only 2 good teams they've beat all year? Half of Notre Dame's wins are against teams that have 0 or 1 Power 4 win. I mean, just think about who Notre Dame has beat. Boston College, Syracuse, Purdue. They play Stanford next week, don't they? How many Power 4 wins does Stanford have? Washington offense is a paper tiger. I heard a rumor Josh Heupel ate his defensive coordinator before the game. Wesley, thank you for the super chat. He says on November 22nd, 2025, number 16, Arkansas scored 37 against Texas Shorthorns. Well, Arkansas isn't numbers. I don't know what you mean. Arkansas is not ranked 16th, but thank you for the super chat. Yeah, Matthew McConaughey, I'm sure, had his leather jacket on. DJ David, thank you for the super chat. Sco Ducks, fuck USC. Your season is over. Yes, Southern Cal season came to a screeching halt at Autzen. Your fear of Notre Dame is starting to show, Lou. Yeah. Anybody you talk shit about, you must be afraid of them. That would make me afraid of every team in the country. Stanford lost to Hawaii. Hey, well, Notre Dame fans are talking shit about Syracuse right now. They must be afraid of them. That must be what it is. Notre Dame fans must be afraid of Syracuse because they're talking shit about them now. Number one fan of the U. Notre Dame beat 2-9 Purdue, 2-8 Arkansas, 6-4 Boise State, 5-5 NC State, 8-2 Southern Cal, 8-3 Southern Cal now, 1-10 Boston College, 8-2 Navy, 7-3 Pitt, lost to 9-2 Miami, and 10-0 Texas A&M. That's a shit schedule. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah, thank y'all for hiding those fucking stream bot accounts. Spencer Warren was timed out. Why? Don't time people out for no reason. Notre Dame would put up 70 on Georgia. Yeah, right. Right, okay. Like the stream, 500 in here and only 160 likes. If there's really 500 people in here, there better be 300 likes in about 5 minutes or I'm shutting this shit down. Yeah, there's 523 people in here and 168 likes. That number better be at 300 or I'm just going to end the stream. Don't test me. I will rage quit. Don't make me rage quit. All right, Florida and Tennessee coming on here. Georgia Tech and Pitt. What do we want over here on the third TV? Nebraska and Penn State. We'll watch some of the Nebraska-Penn State game. If it's not any good, we can switch it to BYU Cincinnati. Jeremiah Love knows the way. Yeah, Jeremiah Love's good. He had about 30 yards rushing against Georgia last year. That's pretty good. Pitt's in the red zone. They're up 7-0 over Georgia Tech. Pass complete. Could be a touchdown. And it is. Pitt is going to go up 2 touchdowns on the road against the Nerds. Uh-oh, Georgia Tech. Uh-oh, ACC. ACC, man, I ended up getting nobody in the fucking playoffs. Oh, never mind. Take the touchdown off the board. It looks like Pitt had an illegal man downfield, ineligible player downfield. That's going to negate that touchdown. So take those points off the board. Lou, we needed the Ben Affleck tracksuit on for the vibes. All right. I had took it off when I was streaming the 3:30 games because it was hot, but it's done cooled down some in here now. All right, Pitt did end up scoring while I was out, so 13-0. Here comes the extra point. It's up and good. And with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, Pitt is up 14-0 over the fucking Nerds. Dang, the Nerds might be down bad. If you think this is bad, wait till you see what happens to the Nerds next week. Oh boy, the Nerds are gonna get bent over on a fucking Friday afternoon. Damn. Dang. They're going to get their bottom spanked blue on a Friday afternoon next week. This is just a warm-up beating they're going to take here. 2025 Buckeyes defense just a little bit behind that 2011 Bama in terms of points and yards allowed. Historical defense for sure. Go Buckeyes. Well, the 21 Georgia defense was better than the 2011 Bama defense, but... But Ohio State's got the best defense in the country for sure. OU 5 ranked wins. Boomer Sooner. Let's see. Bama, Michigan. Who they beat today? Missouri? Well, Missouri won't be ranked after today, so you can scratch that one off the list. Who else did they beat? Texas? No, they lost to Texas. They lost to Texas and Ole Miss. They beat Michigan, Bama. Who else did they beat? What other ranked teams did they beat? Michigan and Bama. Tennessee. That's 3. What other ranked teams did they beat? Missouri, but Missouri will be unranked now, so that's still 3. He's counting Auburn. Come on, man. Come on, man. Penn State already up 7-0 and back in the red zone again. Toss sweep. Inside the 10, down to the 8. Third down coming up now for Penn State. Did we ever bet that game? No. We should have. Too late to bet it now. Spread's probably 17. Spread is 15. Fuck it. Now it's 14. Could have got Penn State -7 before the game started. Now it's at Penn State -13.5. Over under 41.5. Is Penn State going to blow these woozies out? 3rd and 4. Quarterback goes nowhere. It's going to be 4th and 4. Probably have to kick a field goal here. Penn State. How the fuck did Pitt get the ball back already? Did I miss a Georgia Tech turnover? Did Georgia Tech turn the fucking ball over? Holy shit. What are the Nerds doing? The Nerds are dog shit, man. Georgia Tech is a fucking embarrassment to this. I wish Georgia Tech would move their campus out of the state of Georgia. Move it to South Carolina where people don't care about football. Nothing but shitty teams over there. Georgia Tech's a goddamn disgrace. Fuck Georgia Tech. Fuck them. Fuck them right in the pussy, too. Hit on the ground, close to a first down inside the 20. Might be about a yard short. 3rd and 1 coming up for Pitt. Haynes King is dog shit. Georgia, Haynes King for Heisman, woo. These Georgia Tech fans all year long with the Haynes King for Heisman. How about Haynes King for a complete pass? Can we get one of those? Georgia Tech is dog shit, man. Josh Heupel looks nasty. He is nasty. He's sloppy motherfucker too. Look at him. Come on, man. Look at him. Josh Heupel's a disgusting looking human being. Can you believe that fat slob is a Heisman quarterback? You want to talk about letting yourself go? Holy shit. 1st and goal, Pitt at the 1. Dang. They making this shit look easy. Another touchdown. The Nerds are in a bad way. They're going to be down 21-0 in the first fucking quarter. Tech almost lost to Colorado. They don't even have a coach. And Georgia Tech, man, at home too. Dang. I mean, that's a big dang situation there. Yeah, I took the under, but you think Pitt's going to score 60? Because it don't look like Georgia Tech's going to score at all. Lou turned the Utah game on. They just took the lead. I don't want to turn any of these games off. Tennessee, Florida getting ready to start in the middle. Yeah, I'm just going to skip the end of the Utah game. Y'all can just tell me what happens. I don't want to turn any of these off. Am I Italian? No. You should call Rec Talk. Rec Talk took Pitt in this game. Rec Talk saw this coming. He took Pitt in this game. Florida will be kicking off. Tennessee will have the ball first. Here we go, underway in the swamp where Tennessee has not won a game since 2003. What is that, 11 or 12 losses in a row for the Voltards down in the swamp? Which version of Florida shows up today? The version that got mollywopped by Kentucky 2 weeks ago, or the version that took Ole Miss to the wire last week? Well, about to find out. If it's last week's version, they may beat the fuck out of the Voltards. If it's the version of 2 weeks ago, Tennessee might win by 3 touchdowns. Who the fuck knows? Speaking of players who aren't winning the Heisman, Joey Aguilar at quarterback for Tennessee. G5 Joey. Remember back in September when Tennessee was beating bad teams by 40 and the Tennessee fans were telling you he was winning the Heisman? That seems like a decade ago. Back to throw, pass complete, gain of 11, first down. Haynes King in a shotgun. Let's see which team he throws it to this time. 1st and 10 for Georgia Tech. They're down 21-0 in the first quarter at home to a Pitt team that lost to West Virginia. They're going to keep it on the ground for maybe a yard. What's up, everyone? Hope everyone's been having a good one. Thank you, Mr. Belinsky. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm having a great day. I'm having a great day. Intercepted to end Utah defenseless game. Who won? Utah man is happy. I guess Utah won then. Haynes King just missed a wide open wide receiver. If he'd have hit him in stride, it would have been a touchdown. Instead, Haynes King threw it 5 yards over his head because he's Haynes King. What's up, Basson? I think Ohio State beats Shittigan next week. Yeah, I'm picking Ohio State in that one. A handoff for Tard Nation on 1st and 10, gains about 5. It's going to be 2nd down now for Tennessee. They're up near midfield. First possession of the game, 13:40 to go in the first quarter. Haynes King back to throw again. Overthrown again. 4th and 9, the Nerds will have to punt it away. Vandy might beat Tennessee by 30. Damn, is that true, Tennessee man? Is that true? Lou, does Smokey have Parvo or mange? Both. They're not mutually exclusive. Parvo is a disease. Mange is a hair condition, I think. I don't know what all the fuck's wrong with him. He's malnourished as shit, I know that. You're not supposed to be able to count the number of ribs a dog has. Is Mike Norvell getting fired tomorrow or after the Florida game if they don't win? He should have been fired a month ago. I don't know. I don't know why he's still there. If they keep him, then they've just given up on football altogether as an athletic department. There's just no reason to keep Mike Norvell. The guy's had 4 losing seasons in 6 years at Florida fucking State. You know how hard that is to do? I mean, that's almost impossible to do even if you're trying. 1st and 10 for Tard Nation. They're on the Florida 33. They're going to keep it on the ground here, right up the gut for about 5 or 6 yards. Good push by that offensive line. Georgia Tech gets the punt away. Pitt fair catch called and made at the 31. 1st and 10 Pitt on their own 31. That's the end of the first quarter. Pitt 21, Nerds 0. Tennessee on the ground again on 2nd and 5. Gains 5. Good for a first down. They're in the red zone on the 23. BYU, well, mama's wrong again. Peyton, what's up, buddy? Love you, Lou. I'll start the trash talk for Georgia Tech. Fuck Georgia Tech and everything they stand for, which isn't a lot. Fake-ass football program has no business being on a football field. Disgrace to the college football community. Yeah, if they keep this shit up, Georgia Tech fans are going to be back to talking about graduation rates and fucking majors and shit like that like they normally do when they're dog shit. Looking for spelling bee channels on YouTube instead of football channels. Penn State up 10-0 over Nebraska. Nebraska's got the ball. 2nd and 8 on their own 42. Pass complete behind the line of scrimmage. Tries to set up some blockers. Going to end up with a gain of about 3 or 4. 3rd down coming up now for Nebraska. Touchdown, Tards. Tennessee strikes first. First possession of the game. They went right down the field. Made it look easy, too. Made it look real easy. They're going to take a 6-0 lead on the road. In the swamp, the extra point will make it 7. Here's that 3rd down play for Nebraska. Quarterback draw. Has some room. Puts his head down and picks up the 1st down across midfield to the 48. 1st and 10, Nebraska. Dang. I'm allergic to that bullshit y'all keep typing in the comments section. Try to keep the bullshit to a minimum. 1st and 10, Nebraska pass complete. Again near the line of scrimmage, but has blockers. Big gain. Inside the 30, out of bounds at the 29. 1st and 10, Nebraska. Thank you, Peyton, for the super chat. John Waffle says, Lou, that West Virginia loss is old news. This Pitt team is on a roll. On a roll? Didn't y'all lose by 50 last weekend? What kind of roll is that? Old crusty roll. Florida lost Tennessee football 2025. Okay, BYU will win tonight. I hope so. We put a bet in on BYU, didn't we? I think we were dumb enough to do that. Yes, we were dumb enough to do that. We sure were. Georgia Tech needs AI Lou. I don't even know what that means. Did you watch the Georgia game? No. I don't watch pointless football games. If Georgia wants me to watch their games, they got to stop scheduling Charlotte in the middle of November. Lou, what did y'all end up doing for the food situation? We did sushi for lunch, and then for dinner we did chicken, a homemade mac and cheese, and butter beans. Always remember who your daddy is, Lou. 0-3. What, Georgia's 0-3 to Pitt? Buddy, if you think Georgia being 0-3 to Pitt bothers me at all, you're more retarded than I thought you were. And I didn't think that was possible, because for a while now, I've thought you were one of the most retarded people in the history of my comment section. But if you think Georgia being 0-3 to Pitt from 100 years ago matters to me, when Georgia currently has the best program in college football and has won 2 of the last 4 natties, you're dumber than a junk drawer. Mr. Super Chat. Georgia Tech benefited from a Notre Dame-esque schedule. Thank you, number 1 fan. First and 10 for Pitt. They keep it on the ground. Gain of a couple of yards. 14-20 to go in the second quarter. 21-0 the score. Pitt up over Georgia Tech. Pitt scored 3 quick touchdowns in the first quarter. Georgia Tech is in a bad way in this one. Nebraska throws into the end zone off the hands of the intended receiver, incomplete. That was a 3rd and 8. It'll be 4th and 8 now. Nebraska will have to settle for a field goal attempt here. Someone might need to call the Georgia Tech man and see if everything is okay. Well, everything's obviously not okay. They're getting monkey stomped by a terrible fucking Pitt team. All right, Tennessee's going to kick it off here. They got the ball to start the game and went right down the field. Made it look pretty easy, too. They're up 7-0. Nebraska's field goal is good. That cuts the lead to 7. Penn State 10, Nebraska 3. Tennessee's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback. This will be Florida's first possession of the game here. All right, here comes DJ Woo. First and 10 for Florida on their own 25. Woo in a shotgun. Snap. Play action. Looks like he wants to go deep. Nowhere to go with the ball. Escapes pressure. But they finally catch him and drag him down from behind for a loss of about 3. That's future Heisman Wagway for your information, Woo. Right. Only question is, what team will he be playing for? Pass complete to a wide open receiver. Spin move, breaks another tackle and another one. All the way down inside the 40, out of bounds at the 36. Huge play for Florida. They hit the running back, Ball. And he broke a couple of tackles and got loose down the sideline for a huge gain. Uh-oh. They hit him with one of these. Bring it back, Florida man. Bring it back, bud. Dang. Nizzy, thank you for the super chat. Says all evidence points to Michigan being ran off their own field next week. Won't matter. Michigan wins. Go blue. Yeah, all evidence points to an Ohio State win every year, but never seems to happen. That's the problem, right? Charlie says, Lou, what do you call a 5-star at Georgia Tech? A visitor. Georgia Tech's in a bad way, man. And it's going to get even worse next week when they have to play a decent team. They're getting beat by a dumpster fire right now. Imagine what happens when they play Georgia next week. After that penalty against Florida, it's going to be 2nd and 24. Be a huge penalty. Instead of 1st and 10 down at the Tennessee 30, it's going to be 2nd and 24 on their own 11-yard line. So that's literally like a 60-yard penalty in terms of lost yardage. 4 wide and an empty backfield here for DJ Woo. Snap. Quarterback draw. Nowhere to go. Might have gained a yard. That's it. Took a big hit in the hole, too. Third and oblivion coming up for the Florida man. Third and oblivion. Seven and 3 is a dumpster fire. Pitt's terrible, man. If you think Pitt's good? Come on, man. What's the matter with you? You know Pitt ain't no good. Florida pass complete in the backfield to Ball again, but he only gains about a yard. It's going to be 4th and 300, and Florida's going to be punting near their own end zone. My Canes looked shaky in second half, but I'll take it. Yeah, problem is they needed more than I'll take it. They needed a huge fucking win, and they knew they needed it too. That's why they were scoring garbage points at the end of the game. They need style points. Now, luckily for Miami, the committee doesn't watch the games, but that should have been a 10-point win for Miami. But instead of taking a knee to end the game, Miami scored a touchdown at the end so that when the committee checks box scores tomorrow morning, they'll see a 17-point win, which is better than a 10-point win. But y'all really needed to blow them out. Georgia Tech finally gets exposed, says Chandler Dickey. Yeah, it's not looking good for them early in this one at all. At all. And they're not a team that's built to be coming back from behind huge deficits like that. Penn State with the ball up 10-3 over Nebraska. They're on their own 40. They're going to keep it on the ground and pick up 5 yards out to the 45. It's going to be 2nd and 5 now for Penn State. 10-3, they're beating Nebraska. I bet 1,000 on BYU tonight. Damn, I hope you hit it because I bet on BYU too. I didn't bet $1,000, but I bet on them, so I hope you hit it. Pitt's about to score again. Bunch of broken tackles down inside the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal Pitt with 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're up 21-0 and they're about to score again. Georgia Tech might as well give this shit up. They're dog shit on a stick. They are fucking horrible. Pitt going to give Miami problems next week too. Miami might squeak out a win, but that will be a game Pitt has a chance to win. Yeah, that's a home game for Pitt too. And Miami can't win road games in November, although they did manage to get a win over lowly Virginia Tech today. Georgia Tech has played 0 currently ranked teams, and their best win might be 6-5 Clemson. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate. Georgia Tech has given up 82 points in their last 2 games, and that was against NC State and Boston College. They might give up 82 points in this one. 12 minutes to go in the second quarter. 1st and goal for Pitt at the 3. I think Lou in his prime had better accuracy than Tommy One Glove. Oh, Castellanos, he was dog shit again yesterday. Florida State QB. Quarterback keeps and walks into the end zone untouched. It's going to be 28-0. Pitt up on Georgia Tech with 11:47 to go in the second quarter. Georgia Tech is imploding. Life champions giving it to the Florida man early. Yeah, they got the ball and went right down the field, scored no problem, and then Florida couldn't do shit on offense, punted it right back to them. We'll see what Tennessee does here with their next possession. Georgia Tech will get revenge for last year's 8 overtime debacle. There's not a chance in hell you actually believe that. There's not a chance in hell that you actually believe that. Georgia Tech going to need Pitt to turn into South Carolina in the second half to have a chance. 3rd and 2 for Penn State near midfield. They need to get across it for a first down. They're going to hand it off to a fullback up the middle, picks up the first down. I took Pitt minus 6.5 for plus 200 something. but I only bet like $10 a game. Well, that looks like a surefire winner right now. Corn Dogs are losing to Western Kentucky. It must be early in the first quarter. Damn, Carolina catching strays. Tech is terrible. Yeah, they're getting road graded here. This is an embarrassing performance by the Nerds, even by Georgia Tech standards. 1st and 10, Tennessee at the Florida 41. G5 Joey in a shotgun. Looking over to the sideline, needs to get his permission slip signed before he's allowed to run the play. Now he's ready. Snap. Handoff right up the gut, met in the hole and tackled. Might have gained a yard. That's it. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. I missed a super chat. Where? Uncle Lou's nephew, formerly known as Brian Gentry, fuck Michigan. Thank y'all for the super chats. I appreciate that. Penn State still up 10-3 over Nebraska. 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Penn State's back in the red zone on the 19. 1st and 10. Gain of a yard. Tennessee with a little reverse down inside the 20. Inside the 10. Out of bounds at the 6. It's going to be 1st and goal for Tard Nation. They're up 7-0 over Florida with 7 minutes to go in the first quarter and looking to add to it here. Florida defense appears to have finally quit this season. They played pretty good last week, but boy, they hadn't looked good early in this one. G5 Joey keeps it on a quarterback draw, gets down to the 3. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3. Georgia Tech talked all that shit this year only to get blown out by Pitt. My Noles are down real bad. Salute Uncle Lou. Thank you, Antonio Jenkins. And yeah, unfortunately, you're right. The Noles are in a real bad way. And why they have not fired Mike Norvell, no one knows. But it appears they no longer care about football down at the University or Florida State University down there. Penn State just scored again with 4 minutes to go in the first half. That's going to make it 16-3. The extra point will make it 17. On 2nd and goal, Tennessee gets down to the 1-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. They're up 7-0 over Florida. Norvell knows FSU dirty laundry. Tennessee on the ground, up and over the top for a touchdown. Tennessee is going to take a 14-0 lead over Florida. Penn State's extra point is good, 17-3. They're now up on Nebraska. Georgia Tech with the ball again, although they probably won't have it long. They're down 28-0 with 11:42 to go in the second quarter. Pitt putting it on them. And Bobby Dodd. Humiliating. Fucking humiliating. 13-0 Tennessee. Here comes the extra point. Snap, hold, kick. It's good. 14-0 Tennessee up over Florida. Shout out to the comment section. Y'all might have picked a winner here. The comment section bet tonight is Tennessee -3. FSU cares about football. They just needed the NIL for the incoming trapeze artist. That's what they're doing with all their NIL money. They're paying all their fucking clowns and jugglers and fucking trapeze and that dumbass on the motorcycle that rides inside of a steel cage. That's what they're doing with all their fucking NIL money. That makes sense now. That's why they can't afford to fire Norvell. I know this has been said for a long time, but man, Florida is down bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's not breaking news, but yeah, they are down bad, though. For years. Years and years. Advice for an Ohio State fan going to Ann Arbor for the game? Yeah, have fun. I like Penn State quarterback Lou better than Dew Aller. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty low bar to have to meet, but yeah. The thing about Dew Aller is it's not even so much that he's terrible. It's just he never got any better at all from the day he stepped foot on Penn State's campus. He never improved. Hey, look at this, a positive play from Georgia Tech. They even picked up a first down. Look at that. I'm so proud of these fucking nerds. They even picked up a first down there. You know, no matter how much Georgia Tech's getting blown out, they just keep trying real hard. You know what I mean? They never give up. Look at this, another big play. Picked up almost 9 yards that time. They've quadrupled their offensive output in the last 2 plays. I'm so proud of Georgia Tech. I really am. Might have picked up another first down there. Look at him, Haynes King, running his fucking mouth. How about shut your fucking mouth and play football, dipshit? Bobo's great. Dew Aller and Sean Clifford are the same player. Dang, is that true? Thank you, Greg and Antonio, for the super chats. I appreciate that. Uncle Lou. Yes, that's me. You're in the right place. You found me. Joey back in the Heisman after the... Yeah, right. He never left the Heisman race in the mind of the Tennessee fan. Now, back here in the land of reality, he was never in the Heisman race, ever. But he's been the front runner for the Heisman since the day he committed to Tennessee, according to Tennessee fans. I've got bookmarked tweets on Twitter where Tennessee fans think they should have 2 players in the Heisman ceremony this year. Whatever that stupid fucking wide receiver they have is that had a couple of good games back in September. What was his name? They think he should be invited to the Heisman ceremony, and Joey Aguilar. Tennessee fans have given up on their team winning anything at all ever for the remainder of their lives, so they obsess over individual player awards. Georgia Tech is looking ahead to next week's beating. Yeah, this is just a tune-up. A tune-up beating. About to win the third 9-leg parlay of the day. Yeah, no, you're not. That's a lie. Third and 17 for Nebraska, throwing out of their own end zone, going deep. Overthrown, and there are flags in the backfield. Tennessee fans will say we are back next year. Oh yeah, as soon as the offseason hits, they'll be with the we're back speech like they do every year. Florida slammed down in the backfield for another loss. Third and long coming up. Uncle Lou is a national treasure. Go Big Orange. Yes, I am. I am a national treasure. 3rd and 9 for Florida. They're on their own 24, 25-yard line. Back to throw. DJ Wireway Woo sails it over everybody's head. Incomplete. 4th and 9. Florida have to punt it again. Dang. 1998 will live in infamy. Yeah, it's never going away. It's never going away. El Vandy's going to make the playoffs and win something before Tennessee does again. You know what I mean? Tennessee only plays hard when they have nothing to play for. Oh, shit. Gavin, thank you for the super chat. He says, Oregon beating all y'all. Sorry, MF. Keep doubting Uncle Lou. Nation's treasure, Uncle Lou. Yeah, Oregon's got no problem winning in the regular season. That's for sure. Problem is they keep making it to the postseason. And then they can't win. The nerds wish they were playing Dungeons and Dragons. They might as well be. They're not playing football. I don't know what you call this, but it ain't football. Tennessee's being talked about more than Georgia. Well, Tennessee's on and Georgia isn't. I don't know if did that dawn on you at all? They're talking about the game that's on TV more than they're talking about some team that played 8 hours ago. That's amazing. I clicked on a live stream called Tennessee versus Florida, and this guy's talking about Tennessee. I don't know what's wrong with some of y'all. First and 10 for Tennessee. They're on the Florida 32. Oh shit! I just talked about Tennessee again. Let me talk about Georgia Tech. Pitt 28, Georgia Tech 0. 8:37 to go in the first half. Pitt all over the nerds. Here's $10, Lou. Go Bucks. Thank you, Admiral Crunch. Good to see y'all in here. Georgia Tech has somehow managed to get across midfield into Pitt territory. Tennessee close to another first down inside the 25. Josh Hoople is looking next QB at Cutlery School. Florida plays like Josh Heupel looks. What, sloppy and out of shape? First and 10 for the nerds, it looks like here. They might be looking at the spot. Yeah, penalty on Pitt's going to give Georgia Tech the first down. They're going to keep it on the ground here. Gain of about 2 to the 30. 7.5 minutes to go. Pitt still up 28-0 over the nerds. Florida's got a player down, so brief timeout in that game and a commercial break over there. Nebraska and Penn State. Alabama will be in the SEC championship. Well, maybe. It depends. It's going to come down to opponent win percentage. Tennessee winning this game is good for Bama as far as making the SEC championship game goes. What if Hoople came out next year jacked? I hate Tennessee that throw up orange. Tennessee might be 11-1 next year since they don't play Georgia. Yeah, but they have to play road games. So 11-1 is unlikely. Two minutes to go in the first quarter, 14-0, Tennessee on top. They set up a middle screen here. Breaks a tackle, but going to be tackled short of the first down, about 3 yards short. Second and 7 for the Nerds now down in the red zone. Pass complete. Ooh, big hit. Down to the 12 or 13 yard line. Third down coming up now for the Nerds. Second and 3 for Tennessee. They're going to keep it on the ground, but they're tackled behind the line for a loss of a yard. Third down coming up for Tard Nation. Fourth and looks like about 3 coming up now for Georgia Tech. They're probably going to need to go for it. I don't think field goals are going to get them back in this game down 28-0. Octavian looks like Tyrone Biggums right now. Thank you, Charlie. Tennessee's got a player down. Timeout in the Georgia Tech Pitt game. And Penn State just scored again to take a 23-3 lead over Nebraska. The extra point will make it 24. They are running away with that one. Octavian, who do you want as head coach now that Lane Kiffin's going to LSU? Imagine you get blown out by Tennessee and lose Lane Kiffin to LSU in the same week. Dang. BYU just scored. Let's put that game on instead of this boring ass. Penn State's beating the fuck out of Nebraska. Let's put on the BYU game since we bet on that one. Yeah, touchdown BYU. Thank you for the super chat, Hugh. He says, my Longhorns need help. KSU blowing it doesn't help, but Georgia Tech blowing it, give me popcorn. Yeah, Georgia Tech's getting humiliated. Uh-oh. Don't call it a comeback, but Georgia Tech just scored. They have finally got on the board. 28-6 the score now. An extra point will make it 7. 3rd and 3 for Tard Nation. They're at the Florida 15. They're up 14-0 with a minute to go in the first quarter. G5 Joey, snap, hands it off. Hit near the line of scrimmage, fights forward, close to the first down. Probably going to be about a yard short. Referee says, yes, a yard short. 4th and about half a yard coming up now for Tard Nation. Extra point was good. Georgia Tech cuts the lead 28-7. Fourth and 1. Tennessee lines up to go for it. G5 Joey under center. Tennessee couldn't get lined up right. They're going to have to take a timeout. Tennessee takes a timeout to avoid a delay of game. 4th and 1 with 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. I think Georgia Tech is already done because it's not like their defense can get a stop. Yeah, their defense is horrendous. Florida, your program is over, says Alex Fox. Dang, their entire program, just shut it down. Right? Just shut it down? Dang, man. The Florida fans are not going to want to hear that. They are not going to stand for that, Alex. They're not going to stand for that. Oh, I forgot to see how many of y'all hit the thumbs up. Okay, it got over there. Oh, 718 in here now. All right, that means we have to have 450 thumbs up. There's 719 people in here now. We have to get the thumbs up to 450. Here comes the 4th down play for Tennessee. Handoff. I think he got it. It was close, but I think he got it. He did get it. Barely, but he got it. 1st and 10, Tennessee, around the Florida 11-yard line. Florida only had like 30 years of football. What? Florida's been playing football for a lot longer than 30 years, bud. More like 130 years. Four and a half minutes to go in the first half, and Pitt is up 28-7 over the Nerds. And Georgia Tech's going to get called for a pass interference here that's going to give Pitt 3 yards and a first down. Nebraska getting crushed. Yeah, we had that game on. I turned it off because it was getting so out of hand. We got BYU Cincinnati on over here now. BYU 7, Cincinnati 0. 4:39 to go in the first quarter. Pitt, big play out across the 45 to the 47. Another first down for Pitt. Wellness check on Octavian. Octavian hasn't been well a day in his life, I don't think. And it's got nothing to do with Florida football. I think that just makes it worse. Georgia Tech. Pitt fumbled, but I think Georgia Tech fell on it. Pitt fell on it. Pitt fumbled, but they recovered their own fumble. But that could have been disaster there for Pitt. Quarterback got sacked and fumbled the ball, but there was a Pitt man standing right there, and he fell on it. So Pitt catches a break here. The running back was standing right there when he got sacked and fumbled the ball and fell on it. That could have been a break Georgia Tech needed to try to get back in the game. Ball bounced Pitt's way that time. Betting against your own team is unforgivable. I don't ever do that. I don't always bet on my favorite team, but I never bet against them. I didn't bet them today. I don't ever bet. When the line is that big like that, I don't ever bet them. I didn't even watch it. Who gets in 9-3 Texas or 9-3 Bama? Neither. Neither a 9-3 Bama or a 9-3 Texas would get in. Bama's not going to be 9-3. Texas might be 9-3. They're either going to be 9-3 or 8-4. Either way, they're not getting in, and a 9-3 Bama would not get in either. Neither would get in. Is Vandy getting in? They need help. They would need some people to lose. Georgia backups didn't look very good today. I didn't even watch it. I have no idea. Didn't even watch it. Another flag in the Georgia Tech Pitt game. Intentional grounding against Pitt that time. So that's going to be a penalty and a loss of down. Yeah, Georgia Tech, all kinds of pressure right up the middle. And, yeah, Pitt quarterback intentional grounding there. So they're going to have to punt it away on 4th and 29. So finally, Georgia Tech decides to play some defense, forcing a punt here. They get the punt away. Georgia Tech went after that one, but didn't get it. Wow. Punt takes a huge Georgia Tech bounce to the Pitt 45. There's a flag down, though. Let's see what the flag is. Too much backspin on that punt. Backed all the way up to the Pitt 45, but there's a flag down. Ends up being only a 23-yard punt. But what's the flag? Face mask on Pitt. Wow, Georgia Tech's going to have great field position, y'all. They're going to be down inside the 35, 30-yard line. 2nd and 5, Tennessee keeps it on the ground down to the Florida 3. 3rd and 1 coming up for Tennessee inside the Florida 5. They're up 14-0 on the road in the Swamp. I did not bet the Colorado game, no. Lou Bama ran the ball today against a high school team and benched the kicker. All right, let's see if Georgia Tech can do something here with this field position. They are starting this drive on the Pitt 30. Haynes King pass complete. Breaks a couple of tackles. Stiff arms a man all the way down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Nerds. Boy, the Nerds just won't give up, will they? The Nerds will not give up. Tennessee running the ball on Florida. Yep, they just scored again right up the middle. It's going to be 20-0 Tennessee. The extra point will make it 21 if it's good. Here comes the extra point for Tard Nation. 6 minutes to go in the first half. No, 13 minutes to go in the first half. Sorry. Extra point is good. Tennessee 21, Florida 0, 13:08 to go in the first half. Notre Dame trying to score as much as possible to validate getting in. Yeah, they're doing like same thing Tennessee and other like mid teams do. Run the score up on bad teams to make themselves feel good. Be right back. What'd I miss? What'd I miss? Nothing? Lou, you're dressed like a Guy Ritchie character, but you're pulling it off. Anyways, go Bucks. Stand by for the repeat. Repeat of a loss to Michigan? Dang, don't say that, man. I hate to hear that. Uh-oh. Cincinnati down in the red zone. Looks like a first and goal at the 2. BYU's up 7-0 into the first quarter. Anyone do a wellness check on Octavian? Octavian's never been well a day in his life, so I don't know what good checking on it would do. Should Notre Dame be ranked above Miami? No. They have the same record and Miami beat them. No. Should Southern Cal be ranked ahead of Notre Dame? Think about it. Think about it, bud. Should Southern Cal be ranked ahead of Notre Dame? No. Why? They played and Notre Dame beat them. Come on, man. Georgia Tech just scored again. Those dumbasses just won't go away. 1 minute to go in the first half. They're going to, extra point will make it 28-14. Miami should be ranked above Notre Dame. Notre Dame looks damn good right now. Georgia Tech will upset Georgia. Pitt gonna lose now. Notre Dame scored 70. Charisse hoping one hand and shit in the other. Smelly Pitt better not blow this lead. I think if I recall correctly, Lou, didn't Miami beat Notre Dame? Yes. Yes. And that's why they should be ranked ahead of Notre Dame. They have the same record and they beat them. Florida pass complete behind the line of scrimmage for a gain of 2, which is pretty good for Florida. 2nd and 8. Looks like Florida home winning streak against Tennessee coming to an end. Yep. Tennessee hadn't won down here since 2003. And they play there every other year. DJ Woo pass, incomplete, intended for ball out of the backfield. No, I don't want to ignore the rest of the season. You're the one that wants to. I don't want to ignore any of the season at all. You want to ignore the first 2 weeks of the season. It doesn't work that way. What is it you think you've done the rest of the season that's so good? Beat a bunch of one-win teams? LSU might lose to Western Kentucky. I'll take that bet that they won't lose to Western Kentucky. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for the coffee I did.
You're welcome.
Florida can't even gain a yard, man. Dog shit right there. Dog shit. No willpower. They need willpower, don't they? That's what Florida's missing. Willpower. Should Georgia be ashamed since they competed against this bad team of Florida? Wow, what a catch by this Pitt guy. Pitt going fast now. 40 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 at the Nerds 35-yard line. Back to throw. Whistles, though. They're going to stop the play. What happened here? Oh, the previous play is under review. It was a diving catch by that Pitt receiver. I guess they're going to review it, take a look at it. Yeah, I hit that sleeper pick on the over passing yards for both quarterbacks in that Southern Cal-Oregon game. Here goes Tennessee again. Touchdown. No, I guess they're going to say it was down. What is it? I don't know. That looks like a touchdown to me. I don't know. I don't think the ball came out. Oh, yeah, he is down. He is going to be short, but that's not a fumble, though. But it'll be 1st and goal, Tennessee, though. Yeah, it looks to me like it's going to be 1st and goal, Tennessee on the Florida 1-yard line. Catch up held in the Pitt game. So 1st and 10 Pitt with 39 seconds to go in the first half. They're up 28-14. They scored 28 points quick. Got out to a 28-0 lead. Georgia Tech has scored a couple of touchdowns to claw their way back. We'll see what Pitt can do here with 46 seconds left on the clock in the first half. 1st and 10 on the Georgia Tech 35-yard line. Snap. Play action. Back to throw. Gets rid of it. Caught. Inside the 25. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Pitt. "35 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 Pitt inside the Georgia Tech 25. They're up 28-14. Shotgun. Snap. Play action. Sacked. Back at the 30. Loss of about 7. Pitt's got 2 timeouts left. Let's see if they take one. First and goal for Tennessee on the Florida 1-yard line. 9:31 to go in the first half. Tennessee 21, Florida 0. Tennessee trying to add to the lead here. Octavian breaking his smoke alarm right now. I wish he would break his smoke alarm so it would quit beeping every time he calls in. That would be ideal, actually. That would be ideal. And Tennessee scored again. Wow, they are putting it on them now. Putting it on them now. It's going to be 28-0. Florida, give up mode, man. People in the stands taking their damn jerseys off. They didn't say, man said he going to give up. God dang, man. Put your shirt back on, son. Here comes the extra point for Tard Nation. It's good. Tennessee 28, Florida 0 Incomplete pass for Pitt that time on 2nd and 17. That's going to make it 3rd and 17. 27 seconds to go. They've got a timeout left, so if they don't pick up the first down, they'll be with the field goal routine here at the end of the first half. Kirby, Bobo need to watch and take notes from Pitt on their game plan next week. There's nothing that Georgia or Kirby or Bobo needs to learn from Pitt. Yeah. Pitt back to throw on 3rd and 17 under pressure. QB scrambling, throws, caught, but well short of the first down. Around the 23-yard line. Pitt will let the clock tick down here, and then they'll take a timeout and kick a field goal at the end of the first half. Lou, what do you think about Lamarius Botavius Jackstone from Ohio State? You mean Bo Jackson? He's all right. Yeah, Florida's in a bad way. Florida's in a bad way right now. A real bad way. BYU still up 7-0 over Cincinnati, so that's good. Let's see what's going on with Colorado and Arizona State. Sam Levitt done quit on Arizona State, so they're with the backup quarterback routine. Colorado 7, Arizona State 3. Near the end of the first quarter. Near the end of the first quarter. Program is dead, but hopes are still high for next year. Go Gators. Yep. Austin says, well, this sucks. Congratulations, Tennessee fans. Crow 8. Yeah, this is a massacre here. Tennessee beat Georgia in 2016. Yes. Yes, so did Georgia Tech. And so did Florida. And so did Ole Miss. And so did... Who was the other one? Vanderbilt. Yep. All right. Pitt's out here to kick a field goal at the end of the first half. They're up 14. This would put them up 17. It's going to be a 35-yarder from the left hash. Here we go. Snap, hold, kick is no good. Pulled it left. Pulled it left. So your halftime score, Pitt 28, Georgia Tech 14. And to be honest with you, Georgia Tech ought to consider themselves pretty lucky to only be down 14. Pitt jumped out to that 28-0 lead. So Georgia Tech, all things considered, is pretty lucky to only be down 14. Lou, did you watch the Gator Stomp live when it happened? The game on TV, you mean? Like, was I watching it on TV? Yeah. They should leave him in the stadium. God dang. Dang. As a Gator, Georgia has way more class than Tennessee. Oh, dang. Oh, shit. Well, that's terrible news, ain't it? All right. The fuck's going? What are we doing here? What are we doing? We need Washington to win. We need Tennessee to win. And we need BYU to win. Think we can do those things? Was Butch Jones the head coach for Tennessee in 2016? Yes. Oregon is number one. You all will bow down. What? You're the regular season national champs every year. Problem is, you have to play postseason games and then you fucking lose all the time. You've been doing it for 100 years. Why is Lou dressed like he's about to whack somebody? I might be. Don't test me. Don't test me. Or no, don't try me. Yeah, don't try me. Thank you, Slim. Timothy Norton, thank you for the super chat. Florida and Nebraska need counseling. Make it a group thing. Both programs are down bad forever. Could be right. Tom says, Lou, here's the money I was going to spend on beer for next week's Florida FSU game. I don't see why anyone would watch that shit show. Well, I'll watch it because I'm a sycophant and I love to point and laugh. So I'll definitely watch it. Florida wants to fire their interim head coach. Oh, man. Florida is a steaming pile, ain't they? Virgo. Come on, Berg. Oh, where you been, dude? Been on your blanket, man. Where you been? Did you have to go outside? What did you do? I've been a good girl. What you doing, man? What you been doing? Huh? What you been doing, Berg? Where you been? Where you going now? Get over on your blankie. You gotta stay on your blankie, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing? You got me back here watching these games by myself, man. What's going on, dude? You're a good girl, Berg. You're a good girl, Berg. What are you doing now? Oh, yeah, I'm on your blankie. All I heard this offseason from idiot Florida fans was how DJ Lagway was better than Gunnar Stockton. Any Florida fan care to retract that statement? Well, they're just going to blame it on Billy Napier or whatever the fuck. But yeah, Gunnar Stockton is so much better than DJ Lagway, it can't even be quantified. LSU down bad. It's still losing. What is it now? What's 3-0? What is it now? Butch Jones is smiling now. Lane turned Gators' job down. He is staying. There is a chance. What? He didn't turn down the Florida job. I don't know who told you that, but he didn't turn down the Florida job. DJ Gagway. He's choking on a big one right now, ain't he? How many yards of offense does Florida have in this game? It can't be more than 100. Can it? God damn. Florida's got 36 yards of total offense. 36. Take this from a Texas fan. Gunnar Stockton is Colt McCoy 2.0. Josh Pate can't even make them feel better, Lou. Oh, but he'll try.
Don't worry, he will try. He's gonna pat him on their little peanut head and tell him everything's gonna be okay next year.
G5 Joey back to throw. Pass complete. Tackled at the 38-yard line. Second down and about 6 coming up now for Tennessee. Plenty of time left in the second quarter. This just in, FSU versus Florida game moved to the CW network on Tuesday night. Tennessee on the ground, 2nd and 5, picks up about 8 or 9. First down across the 45 to the 46-yard line. 6:40 to go in the first half. Tennessee 28. Florida 0.
Damn, well, y'all are bad.
Y'all are getting humiliated at home. That stadium going to empty out, ain't it? That stadium will be empty in the second half. G5 Joey under pressure, escapes, rolls right, throws incomplete. Gonna be 2nd and 10 now. Don't tell Uncle Few what to do. I don't know who Uncle Few is, but definitely don't tell me what to do. Lou, it's been her great season, and hopefully a lot more to go. Thanks for what you do. Go Dog. Well, there is a lot more to go. A lot more to go. We got 2 months of college football left. The national championship game's not till like January 19th. So yeah, we only have 1 week of the regular season left, but you got conference championship games and then the playoff selections and pointless bowl games and 6 weeks of playoffs or whatever it is. 4 weeks of playoffs. So we got a lot of time left. A lot of time left. Thank you for the super chat, a convert. Good to see you in here. Third and 5 for Tennessee. Can Florida's defense do anything at all? They keep it on the ground and no gain. 4th and 5 right near midfield. What does Tard Nation do here? What's Tard Nation going to do here? They are going to go for it. 4th and 5 on the Florida 49. They might just be trying to draw them off sides. Let's see. Yeah, they're just going to take a delay game and then punt the ball. Still 3-0. Who's playing quarterback for LSU? The CW network said they'd rather just pull the plug and go off the air than to have to show the Florida State game next week. That's how bad that game gonna be. They got no interest in it. They ain't got no interest in it. Uncle Few, there are a few like Uncle Lou. No, there ain't. No, there ain't. Whatever happened to Patriot News? No clue what's going on in the world. You're better off not knowing what's going on than getting your news from Patriot News. BYU still up 7-0 over Cincinnati. 8:22 to go in the second quarter. BYU's got the ball. They're looking at a 3rd and 6. Not a lot of offense in that one. Florida with the ball backed up inside their 10-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 6. DJ Woo in a shotgun standing on his own 1-yard line. Let's see what kind of dumb shit they can come up with here. Snap. Handoff. Nope, Wagway keeps and throws and actually picked up a first down out across the 15. So I'm awfully proud of Florida on that play there. That was good. Very proud of them. The Sea Dog reaction to Georgia Tech losing is YouTube gold, especially the flea infestation. Thank you, Slim. Oh, you talking about, is there a lot of Georgia fans over there trolling them or something? Florida versus Florida State is getting moved to 7 a.m. on the Cartoon Network. They ought to just play that game inside of Florida State's circus building that they have on campus there. You know, Florida State's got that big top outside of their clown college, their circus school that they have. They ought to just play the game inside of that big top. Think about it. At halftime, they can shoot midgets out of cannons and shit like that. They can sell like snow cones and fucking funnel cakes and shit. Might be interesting. I hope we can convince Ball to transfer home to UGA. A funnel cake does sound good right about now. Funnel cakes are good, I'm not going to lie. I really hope UGA gets Notre Dame in the playoffs so we can beat them so bad they cancel Easter. Dang. First and 10, Florida up at midfield. Look at this here. Look at this. Look at DJ Wildway Woo. Look at DJ Wildway Woo. Y'all, Florida's so bad that when they get a good play, it's funny for some reason. Nussmeyer not playing. DJ Lagway finally had his Heisman moment. Look how happy he is. Lagway so damn happy he can't stand it. What we do for food today? We had sushi for lunch, and then for dinner we had a baked chicken with homemade mac and cheese and some butter beans. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, Burke. I'm just messing with you, dude. You're being a good girl. Lay down. You're being a good girl. That's right. We're watching this football game right now. We're watching the all-in game right now. You see how we've been watching the game, Burgle? Yeah? Is that why you're on it? DJ Lagway is a fatter version of Anthony Richardson. Can DJ Lagway do a backflip? Uh-oh. Cincinnati just scored to tie it up with BYU. That's not good for the Pay-Lou movement. We need BYU to be winning that game. That's going to tie it up. 7-7. A long touchdown pass by Cincinnati there. That's not good. LSU and Florida trying to impress Lane Kiffin. Neither one of them are doing a very good job. I'm back, Burgle. Did you miss me? I bet not on your blankie. I bet it. I mess with your blankie. You don't want me to mess with your blankie? I'll mess with you. I'll get that blankie. What'd I miss? What'd I miss? Reezy says, I don't know how to feel yet about being up this much. I haven't seen us win at the Swamp in my entire lifetime, and I'm 25 years old. Also, love the channel a lot, except when you shit on us and your season is over. Well, you won't have to worry about that tomorrow. You know, it looks like you're not going to have to worry about that for tomorrow. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Booty Sniper, thank you for the super chat. He says, I just got a notification that PBS is going to air Florida State versus Florida on Monday morning. Now, see, this is the dumb shit here. Florida's going to kick a field goal here. I don't know if y'all know this or not. Florida's got the longest streak in the country of not being shut out. They haven't been shut out in, I don't even remember the last time, like decades ago. And he missed it. But this is what they do. They were down like 25-0 one time. This was a couple of years ago. And with like 30 seconds left in the game, they kicked a field goal just so they could say they didn't get shut out. So this is what they're trying to do here. They know a field goal is not getting them back in this game, but they try to kick the field goal so they can preserve their streak of not being shut out. Absolute dog shit tactics here from the Gators. But they missed it, so it is what it is. Charlie says, DJ Woo runs like he has 2 wooden legs with real feet. That motherfucker got Pinocchio legs. DJ Woo out here with a fucking Pinocchio routine. Billy Napier must be Geppetto. 2nd and 1, Tennessee picks up a first down with a gain of 2.
Oh, shit. Oh, boy. LSU is so bad. Holy hell. Good morning in that. Yeah, thank you, Nick. Are they still losing 3-0? Yeah, that's pretty embarrassing to Western Kentucky. USC will win a championship in the offseason. Yeah, both of them. Both USCs will probably win a championship in the offseason. Florida with a late hit here on G5 Joey. That's going to give Tennessee an extra 15 yards and a first down in that. Second half underway, Georgia Tech and Pitt. Pitt jumped out to a 28-0 lead. Georgia Tech scored a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter. That's the score, 28-14. 13-20 to go in the third quarter. Pitt has the ball to start the second half here. Tennessee with another first down across midfield. 38 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 7 for Pitt on their own 41. Shotgun. Snap. Handoff. Tries to get around the left end and does. First down and then some. All the way down inside the 40 to the Georgia Tech 37-yard line. 1st and 10 Pitt. They're back in business already here, start of the third quarter. Hold on, though. There's a flag down. This could be a holding. We'll see. Bad penalty if it is, because that was a big play by Pitt there. Here's the call. Yep, holding on Pitt. So that's going to back them up. Instead of a first down, they're going to put themselves in a hole here. 2nd and 10 for Tennessee now on the Florida 39. They're going to hand it off, bounces it outside. Stiff arms a man, gets around a corner, all the way down inside the 15, shoved out of bounds around the 11-yard line. Tennessee looking to score again here at the end of the first half. Ball's going to put another 7 on him before the half. Yeah, it looks like it. I heard LSU's Gov might appoint himself as head coach. 2nd and 3 for Pitt. On their own 45-yard line. Shotgun, snap, handoff. Tripped in the backfield and falls down for a loss of a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd and 5 now coming up for Pitt. At least Florida is trying hard. Yeah, they just won't give up, will they? They could have just forfeited the rest of the season, but they said, no, we'll keep going out here and getting our ass beat. Third and 4 for Pitt. Shotgun again. They're on their own 44. A toss sweep. And they're tackled well short of the first down. Going to be 4th and 3 on their own 46-yard line. 45, 46-yard line. Smokey making up for all those years losing in the swamp. Woo. Yeah, they're putting a beating on them right now. They're reviewing that play to see if the Voltard stepped out of bounds or not. I don't think he did. It looks like he's in bounds to me, but you know how these referees, they be seeing shit that normal people don't see sometimes. Pitt's lined up to punt it away here on 4th and 3. Pitt gets the punt away. Georgia Tech's going to let it bounce, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Georgia Tech will have the ball. 28-14, Pitt up over the Nerds. Houston messed up my 4K parlay. I need Washington to win to hit a parlay. Are they winning? Or is that game even on yet? No, that game comes on at 10:30. Tennessee hands it off, hit at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a yard. 20 seconds and the clock is ticking. 18, 17, 16. Tennessee's got one timeout left. They hurry back to the line of scrimmage. Snap. Another handoff. Down to about the 8-yard line. Tennessee will take their last timeout and kick a field goal here at the end of the first half. BYU with the ball here against Cincinnati. Tied at 7, I think, unless I missed something in the last couple of minutes. Yeah, tied at 7. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. BYU has the ball 3rd and 1. I've got BYU minus 2.5 in that one, so I need BYU to go ahead and win that fucking game. They're in the red zone. They're on the 12-yard line, 3rd and 1. Whistles and a flag. Looks like BYU might have moved early. That's going to back them up. I love how you call some are dumb crying fans Voltars, but really a lot are fans actually know football. Did you try reading that, what you just typed there? Because that's Voltard English. I love how you call some of are dumb crying, he spelled R wrong, crying fans Voltars, but really a lot of our fans actually know football. There's a lot of misspelled words there, bud. Are you one of the Voltards, or are you one of the ones that knows football? Tennessee made the field goal at the end of the half. 31-0. Tennessee up over Florida at halftime. So it's an absolute beatdown. Florida is a second half team. Oh, yeah? I guess Tennessee's in trouble then. Yeah, Tennessee's screwed. Florida's got them right where they want them. All right. Pitt 28, Georgia Tech 14. The Nerds are in a bad way because they're dog shit. Second and 8 for Georgia Tech. 10.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. They're on their own 22-yard line. Haynes King in a shotgun. Snap. Back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Gets rid of it. Caught on a deep post into Pitt territory down to the 40 or 45-yard line. Gain of about 35 yards that time. Will are going to playoffs and pulling off an upset. Boy, I'm starting to... Is English a second language in this country and nobody told me? I don't know. I don't know. Haynes King pass complete. Good for a first down to the Pitt 34-yard line. I'm from Utah, so that's a different county altogether. There's another one. Another misspelled word. I'm from Utah. That's a different county altogether. Dang. Dang. It's pretty alarming. Pretty alarming.
Come on, man!
When did Utah become a county? I don't know. I like that West Virginia song. Take me home, county roads, to the place I belong, West Virginia. Take me home, county roads. Go fund me for the chat to get hooked on phonics. They still have that? They must not still have it. That must be the problem. They stopped doing the hooked on phonics. That must be the problem. 4th and 3 here for BYU. 2 minutes left in the first half. They will be attempting a field goal here. 31-yarder from the right hash. We need them to make this. Snap, hold, kick is up. It looks good to me. And the referee agrees. BYU 10, Cincinnati 7. Is Pitt gonna South Carolina this game, Woo? I'll say no. I'll say no. But they might. They're dog shit. Pitt is. They're absolutely horrible. They lost to West Virginia and let Notre Dame score 100 on them. Florida's down so bad that they're taking interviews by someone named Willie Vapier. They'll hire anybody down there, won't they? They'll hire anybody down there in Gainesville. Is Ebonics still a thing? I don't think so. I don't know. Y'all know that guy that got a... I saw this on Twitter yesterday. Never mind. I'm not even going to bring that up. I'm not even going to stir up that hornet's nest. Never mind. I should have said nothing. BYU kicks off with 1:56 to go. Cincinnati's going to fair catch that kickoff for no real reason. Haynes King all the way down to the 5-yard line. Look at the nerds, man. They try hard the whole game, man. It doesn't matter how bad they're losing by. It doesn't matter what the score is, how much time's left. They just keep trying real hard. Lou, you betting on my Buckeyes to win next week? Betting on them to win? No. I might bet them to cover. Can't make no money betting on them to win. Haynes King's going to be thrown down behind the line that time, back around the 9-yard line. A loss of about 4. 2nd and goal now for the nerds. SEC is in trouble next year. We basically got Cam Newton and Julio Jones. Just let me be hopeful, Lou. You talking about Auburn? Aren't you supposed to wait till the offseason before you start talking about how good you're going to be next year? What would you name the Florida FSU game next week? Oh, I don't fucking know. Disappointment Bowl. I can't believe anybody's watching that thing. I mean, I'll watch it because it's hilarious to me that, you know, somebody's got to lose that game. Imagine how bad you have to be to lose to Florida. Then imagine how bad you have to be to lose to Florida State. And then realize that one of those things has to happen. You would name a game between Florida and Florida State 1998 forever? Why? That doesn't make any sense at all. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh no. Pitt just had a 100-yard pick six return for a touchdown. Holy shit, man. A 100-yard pick six interception return for a touchdown. Georgia Tech's down there on the goal line. It would have been a one-score game. And Haynes King did Haynes King shit. Dang. Sucks to be the nerds, man. It sucks to be the nerds. Wow. Extra point is good. 35-14. Dang, dang, dang. The nerds are in a bad way.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're getting humiliated.
Oh, my goodness.
They're getting embarrassed, too. Wow. Yeah, terrible fucking throw. This is bullshit. I'm suing Florida for trying to be more ass than we are. It is like a contest down there. Who can be worse? Haynes King sucked at A&M. Not sure why anyone thought he would be good at Tech. I saw a show where someone had Haynes King as a top quarterback in the draft. Nebraska might leave their coach in Happy Valley. The ACC should be a one-bid league. It might be a no-bid league. You might end up with a American team and a Sun Belt team. SMU to the playoffs? What? No. What? FSU is suing Florida for interviewing Ronald McDonald for their next head coach. Your callers are happy next week is almost here. I took Hans King's mother out to a nice seafood dinner and never called her again.
Hands King.
What's up, Joseph? At least Ronald McDonald knows how to run a successful restaurant. The ACC has the art of losing winnable games down pat this year. You think Florida will blame this loss on Billy Napier? Yes. Probably. I don't know. As a Florida fan, I might really rethink basic life as a fan in the football industry. Well, you can't do that. You can't do that. Who's worse, LSU or Clemson? Is that a serious question? You know they played this year. Head to head don't matter. Good point. Southern Cal is better than Notre Dame. That's a fair point. Will Georgia go to the SEC championship game? Don't know. It's going to come down to opponent winning percentage after next weekend's games. Wisconsin is up 10 points over Illinois. Haters can clown, but my Irish opened a can on them oranges today. Yeah, that's probably like, what is that, like your Syracuse is what, your third best win, probably? Navy, Southern Cal, Syracuse. What's your best loss? Do you want to play in the championship game? I always want to play in the championship game. I'd like UJ to host a playoff game. Yeah, I think every fan base would love to see their team host a playoff game. That would be cool. They put up enough points, we'll call it the third and fourth best win. Florida State versus Florida next week is the program Suicide Bowl. Yeah, Notre Dame played their 11th non-conference game of the year this week. BYU still up 10-7 over Cincinnati. 15 seconds to go in the first half. Cincinnati's got the ball 3rd and 4 in the red zone on the 22. Sorsby throws into the end zone. Incomplete, sailed it over everybody's head. 4th and 4. They'll have to attempt a field goal here to try to tie it up at the end of the first half. So we played a schedule we are given and still want to hate. You talking about Notre Dame? Notre Dame's not given a schedule, dumbass. They handpicked their schedule. They're not in a conference. FSU got caught looking ahead to Florida next week. Field goal, no good. Wide right.
Wow.
BYU keeps a 3-point lead. Does Auburn have a chance against Alabama next week? There's always some amount of a chance in these rivalry games, but I don't know very many people that are going to be picking Auburn. How many fights you think happen in Ohio State versus Michigan? 1. Dan Lanning called out the SEC for schedule FCS teams in November. Has FSU been looking forward to Florida all season? I doubt it. Josh Pate picked Florida to make the playoffs. Yeah, and Nebraska. Of course, I picked Penn State to make the playoffs, so guess I can't say nothing. Georgia Tech's going to lose by 30 next week. Georgia 56-7. Next week is the battle of the JUCO superstar. It's all about how you start the season. No one gives a damn how you finish it. What? I'm a dumbass on the last one and forgot to add a message. Was going to say I don't know why Lane would leave Ole Miss. Don't think it either are upgrades. I have no idea what Lane Kiffin's going to do. No clue. No clue what Lane Kiffin's going to do. Regardless of current teams, what's some of your must-see rivalry games every year? Well, I like them all, but I mean, the two best are generally Alabama, Auburn, and Michigan, Ohio State. Those are the two biggest rivalries in college football. But the barn sucks, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think very many people are going to pick Auburn to win that one. It is at Auburn, but I don't think very many people are going to pick Auburn to win that one. Lou, why Georgia beat Bama? What do you mean? Back in 2021? Why did they beat them? Is Florida now Tennessee's best win? I don't know. What is Tennessee's best win? Mississippi State? Tennessee will have a chance next week against Vandy. That would be their best win if they can beat Vandy next week. Maybe I do have an excuse for some of my misspellings. I've had the retina surgery twice, so I have to use voice to text. My bad. So your phone doesn't know how to spell? That's the... You're saying your phone doesn't know how to spell? Come on, man. What kind of phone do you have?
Probably an iPhone. Those iPhones talk to text things are shitty as hell.
Come on, man. Autocorrect does not misspell words. And neither does voice to text. It might type the wrong word, but it doesn't misspell words ever. Pitt's going to punt it away up 35-14 over the Nerds with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. Georgia Tech will have the ball 1st and 10.
Maybe Georgia Tech can come back.
You can't make this shit up. Yeah, I mean, I don't... My phone misspelled the word. Florida 2nd and 7 on their own 5-yard line. Let's see if they can lose yards here. Nope, they're going to accidentally gain a few. 3rd and about 5 coming up for Florida. I told my wife next week don't make plans because the Tide got to go to the Forsaken Barn at night and beat the slow kids at the lower IQ school in Alabama. Yeah, I'm going to pick Bama in that one. For sure. Thank y'all for the super chats. Lagway in his own end zone, has to throw it away out of bounds. Flags down. They're going to get holding on Florida in the end zone. That's going to be a safety. If that's in the end zone, it's a safety. I guess it wasn't in the end zone. Caught a break. Oh, yeah, there it is right there around the 3-yard line. Tennessee will decline it. Florida will be punting out of the back of their own end zone in that. Florida punter standing in his own end zone here.
Damn.
Gets the punt away. Fair catch called by Tard Nation at the 50. 1st and 10, Tennessee. Georgia Tech with the ball. False start's going to make it 1st and 15. They're down 35-14. They had a chance to get back in the game about 15 minutes ago. They were down in the red zone, but Haynes King threw a pick 6, 100-yard interception return for a touchdown. 35-14. Nerds with the ball. Haynes King in the pocket, throws complete. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line, well short of the first down. 2nd and about 10 coming up now for Georgia Tech. Bunch of missed tackles by Florida on this play here. Tennessee gains 16, 17 yards. So, looks like the second half no better than the first half for the Gators in that. Can't do simple things like tackle or wrap people up. Florida's just got no interest in being around. These guys can't wait to hit the fucking portal in January. Another flag on Georgia Tech. False start again. How you get this many fucking false starts at home? You can't blame the crowd noise at Georgia Tech. There is no crowd noise at Georgia Tech.
Dang.
There ain't. Bunch of deadbeats in the stands there. Bunch of fucking paper pushing, calculator licking motherfuckers.
Haynes King rattle, I guess, huh?
Rattled at home. It's fucking in front of 30,000 people for no reason. Forgot to tell you I was at the UGA game this year and they had my heart ripped out of my fucking chest by your Bulldogs, says Reezy. The Tennessee game? That was a great game. That was a great game. End of the 3rd quarter. Pitt 35, Georgia Tech 14. The Nerds are in a bad way, losing to an unranked team. At Georgia Tech, you can do that. At Georgia Tech, you can get blown out at home by fucking Pitt. First and 20 for Tard Nation at the Florida 45. They're going to hand it off, but more whistles. They're going to back Tennessee up again. Another penalty. What's up, woozies? We need to make woozies more mainstream. The word woozies. That woozies needs to catch on.
You should make a shirt.
5-star woozy.
There you go.
I might make a 5-star woozy thing like I have the, this one. 5-star dummy. I might make one that's a 5-star woozies. I think we need to do that.
What happened to Florida beating the shit out of Tennessee? At home in the swamp.
I mean, Florida, they just didn't even show up. This is embarrassing. Lane Kiffin's watching this shit going, yeah, I'm gonna keep my happy ass in Oxford. Jeremiah Love's a bad motherfucker. I think he's the best player in football. I think he should win the Heisman. They're kind of addicted to giving it to quarterbacks in most years, but I think Jeremiah Love's the best player. If they're going to give it to the best player in football this year, I think it should go to Jeremiah Love. The lady is right. I use the latest iPhone and voice to text is horrible, but I still take the time to super chat. My bad. That's all right. And I know, and everything's spelled right in that one too, so that's good too. Thank you, Booty Sniper. Shame that Utah won. Poor Vandy. Deuce Knight will be the 2026. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The fucking Barners are already out here with the next year's Heisman speech. Deuce Knight is the Bo Jackson of next year. Yeah, I have to hear about Bo Jackson all year this year from the Ohio State man. He scored a touchdown in week 2 or whatever. Now we got to hear about Deuce Knight beating up on Mercer. Why not wait and see what Deuce Knight does next week? Where is Mercer? Macon, Georgia. Georgia Tech with the ball up near midfield, but it's going to be 4th down and about 5. The 4th quarter is underway, 14:40 to go. They're going to have to go for it here. They're just running out of time. That's a false start on Georgia Tech. So instead of 4th and 4, it's going to be 4th and 9. Another false start. Georgia Tech's had 3 or 4 false starts just on this drive. They're in a bad way. They're undisciplined in that. Extremely undisciplined in that. Tennessee's going to be punting it away with 10 minutes to go. They're up 31-0 in that. They get the kick away trying to pin Florida deep. Hits at the 5-yard line, and Tennessee's going to down it at the 1. So 1st and 10, Florida on their own 1-yard line. I'm sure they'll have no problem going 99 yards and scoring. Well, now we do still have the possibility of Florida being shut out, which would be a big deal because Florida makes a big deal about the fact that they haven't been shut out in however long it's been. To the point where there's been games where they were losing 30-0 and they just kicked a field goal in the 4th quarter just to prevent the shutout. So far, no points for the Gators in this one. What was the spread when I took BYU? -2.5. Shutout at home would be tremendous. When I see a comment in all caps, I immediately skip over it. The last time Florida got shut out was October of 1988. Somebody said in the chat. What's up, Bo Hunting? Georgia Tech had to punt it away after that false start. 2nd and 5, Pitt on their own 13. Uh-oh. Got loose, picked up the first down, gain of about 8 or 9. 1st and 10, Pitt with 13:30 to go in the game. FSU versus Florida is going to be so bad you have to watch it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Imagine losing to either of those teams. Well, one of them has to lose that game. I mean, imagine how bad you have to be to lose to Florida. Imagine how bad you have to be to lose to Florida State. But one of those teams is going to lose to the other. Pitt, quarterback under pressure, going to be sacked. Loss of about 8. 2nd and long coming up now for Pitt. You got to be soft to lose to FSU. You think Jeremiah Smith quit on us? I don't know. Did he? You tell me. I don't know. I thought, didn't Carnell Tate already quit? I've been having Ohio State fans tell me for 2 weeks that Carnell Tate quit on the team already. So I don't know. He isn't eligible for the draft. Who? Jeremiah Smith? No. He has to come back next year. Well, he doesn't have to come back next year, but he can't go to the NFL draft until the year after that. Auburn getting out that belt next weekend. Y'all gonna beat Bama? Would be funny. 1st and 10, Florida on their own 1-yard line. DJ Wireway Woo in a shotgun, standing 5 yards deep in his own end zone in that. And they can't even get the playoff. Delay a game. Florida's the worst team on the planet. Maybe in the galaxy, too. I want you to buy a bag of them lima beans and just keep them in the freezer. Mm-hmm. And then every time we end up having bacon for any reason, then the next day I want to make lima beans with the bacon grease. So like the next time you go to the store, go ahead and just buy a bag of beans. The same thing. We'll just keep it in the freezer. And then the next time we cook bacon, whenever that is, we can save the grease and do the beans the next day. Those are really good. Yep. 2nd and 3 for Florida. They're going to hand it off, and they're going to pick up the first down. Florida going to be begging Dan Mullen to come back. Yeah, probably. Probably so.
Would he go back?
Fuck no. He's had a much better job. UNLV is a much better program and job than Florida. Another handoff for Florida. And a gain of about 11 that time. Another first down. I realize most people won't agree with me, but I think we're beating Bama by double digits. Oh, okay. So not only is Auburn beating Bama, they're beating them by double digits. Wait till Alabama fans find that out. They're going to be really mad. They're going to be really mad. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Florida, so. Well, it looks like offsetting penalties. One on Florida, one on Tennessee. Florida might be getting big mad about this ass whooping they're taking. Notre Dame played 11 FBS games last year. And 0 conference games. Florida will beat UGA next year, Lou. Don't worry. Oh, believe me, I'm not worried at all. The High Top Sports guys are yelling at the TV. Second and 7 for Florida on their own 27-yard line. 31-0. Tennessee up over Florida. We've got Tennessee -3 in this game, so feeling pretty good there. Georgia Tech with the ball, down 35-14, 11:40 to go in the game. Pass complete out in the flat, has room and a blocker. Out of bounds at midfield. Good looking play for Tech there. Gain of about 15 yards. 1st and 10, Nerds. Auburn fans just talk. Jaden Ball would be a good get for Georgia if he entered the portal. I don't know that Georgia's going to need a running back out of the portal this go around. Nate Frazier will be back. Chauncey Bowens will be back. Dwight Phillips, Bo Walker. I don't know that Georgia will need a running back out of the portal this cycle. Handoff for Florida on 1st and 10. Gains a couple of yards off the left side. Make it happen. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, when you read some of his comments, do you ever feel like you're reading Hooked on Phonics? And second, how can you let that name Booty Sniper roll off your tongue? Well, believe me, the first 100 times the Booty Sniper thing, but it's I don't even really think about it anymore. He's been around a while. He's a good guy. It was senior day for Cash Jones today, but I think he just got granted eligibility for another 4 years.
Don't tell Lou that.
Somebody texted me today that was at the game and said, oh no, man, Gunnar Stockton just walked out with the seniors. I said, well, he's a senior.
Oh.
Why wouldn't,
Yeah.
What, is that breaking news? Oh no, Lou, Gunnar Stockton just walked out with the seniors on senior day. I texted him back. I said, well, he's a senior. So that makes perfect sense to me.
Makes sense. Guess he didn't think he was a senior, huh?
Cash Jones has had 3 senior days.
Oh, shit.
He's been there 6-7 years. Georgia Tech in the red zone. Haynes King's going to tuck it and run down inside the 10 to the 6 or 7 yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 2 from about the 7. Haynes King keeps again, gets away from the first guy and picks up a first down inside the 5. 1st and goal, Nerds. They just won't give up. Georgia Tech just fights to the end no matter how bad they're getting blown out. 5.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Florida with the ball, 3rd and 3. They're going to keep it on the ground and pick up a first down out to midfield. 1st and 10, Florida. 1st and goal for Georgia Tech now. Just under 9 minutes to go in the game. 35-14. They're getting mollywopped. Handoff this time, and it looks like a touchdown to me. Referee says no. Down at the half-yard line, says the referee. Georgia is always going to be Georgia Tech daddy. Yes, that is a fact. That is a fact. Wagway back to throw. Caught. Wide open receiver down the sideline to the Tennessee 30, I believe. Yeah, all the way down to the Tennessee 30. 1st and 10, Florida. They just won't give up. My God, Florida might kick a field goal. Well, given the opportunity, they will. Anything to keep from being shut out. Uh-oh, that play got blown up in the backfield and Florida fumbled and Tennessee jumped on it. Wow.
Oh, damn.
Referee comes in and says Florida was down and it's not a fumble. So we'll have to look at the replay. Tennessee definitely jumped on the ball, but the referee is saying that the runner was down. But Tennessee blew that play up in the backfield. And it looks like, yes, that's a good call. He was down. He was down, so that's not going to be a fumble. Yeah, he was down. They reviewed that Georgia Tech play and ruled it a touchdown. So that's going to make it 35 to, what, 21? Yeah, there needs to be 8:44 left on the clock. Yeah. Fourth and 8, Florida's going to go for it instead of kicking a field goal, but they false start. No, Tennessee took a timeout. 4th and 8, and Tennessee took a timeout. Florida's got the ball, 4th and 8. No, I'm not worried about Georgia Tech. I mean, it is nice to know that you've had such a great season, you can lose your last game of the year and still make the playoffs, but I don't expect Georgia to lose to Georgia Tech. BYU still up 10-7 over Cincinnati. 9.5 minutes to go in the third. Wouldn't hurt my feelings any if BYU could extend this lead some. I've got BYU minus 2.5. So they're good right now, but boy, this is a tight one. I wish Auburn's rival was someone of Georgia Tech's caliber, maybe Vandy. BYU, 2nd and 4 at the Cincinnati 9 all the way down to the 1 yard line. It's going to be first and goal, BYU, and it looks like I'm going to get my wish here. With BYU extending their lead over Cincinnati, it's going to be first and goal at the 1 yard line. I like that.
See? Look.
I like that.
Ask and you shall receive.
The problem is the Georgia Tech Pitt game. We've got under 60. And they're at 55 now or something, 56 points. Anything other than a field goal, and we lose the under 60. We lose the under 60, and you see how big of a problem that is. That's a problem.
What were you thinking?
Because we're trying to make money here. We're trying to win here.
Oh, man.
Turns out I'm a 5-star dummy. I didn't know Pitt was going to score 21 fucking points in the first quarter. I mean, the game was 21-0 5 minutes into the goddamn game. Fuck. Hey, Toot. Yeah, come check on what's going on. I know what you're doing. Toot. Hey, man, cat ran away. Try to get the cat. Come on. I'll leave you alone. Come on. You want to play your box? You want to play your box? G5 Joey better than DJ Way Woo. Yeah. I mean, almost any quarterback in the SEC is better than DJ Way Woo. Look, if Florida did kick the field goal. Florida kicked the field goal to make themselves feel better. Bunch of fucking dummies. Bunch of damn dummies. Pitt with the ball in a 14-point lead. First and 10. Pass complete. Sort of the first down. Second down coming up now for Pitt. Yeah, 35-45. They're at 56 points. So we could stand another field goal. That's it. A field goal would be 59.
Yeah.
We've got under 60. A touchdown, no good. I've got under 60 in the Georgia Tech Pitt game, and they're at a total of 56 right now. Second and 9 for Pitt. Back to throw. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. Tackled at the line of scrimmage. Third and 9 coming up now for Pitt. Huge field goal to extend LSU lead against... what's the score of that one now? LSU in Western Kentucky. Lou, I think I'm going to lock Grandpa in a cage till we beat Michigan. What'd Grandpa do? Why? Why not lock yourself in a cage till you beat Michigan?
Stop mistreating Grandpa.
Yeah, why is Grandpa catching strays? Georgia Tech quarterback escapes the sack, now throws out of bounds and incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 9, and Pitt will have to punt it back to the Nerds. You think Tech will upset Georgia? What do you think I think? BYU scored, extend the lead 17-7, so looking good there. Pitt is going to be punting the ball here on 4th and 9 with 7 minutes to go. Uh-oh, they faked it and they didn't get it. Why would Pitt do that? You're up 14. Punt the ball and play defense. Instead, you're going to give Georgia Tech the ball in plus field position, in plus territory here. Why would you do that? Especially when I can't have no more points scored. Are they not considering my bet here with these decisions that they're making? And then on top of that, the dumbass gets tackled by the grass monster. This is alarming as shit. Pitt is fucking retarded. This is why Pitt hadn't won anything since the fucking 80s. Hell, the 70s even, or whatever the fuck. This is why they're just a garbage can program. Empty backfield for Haynes King. They're already on the Pitt 38 because Pitt's retarded. Back to throw. Haynes King deep over the middle. Caught. Down inside the 15. Georgia, they're going to let Georgia Tech get back in this fucking game. Pitt is goddamn retarded. Pitt is so fucking... Why in the fuck are you running a fake punt up 14 on your own side of the goddamn field with 7 minutes to go when you could punt Georgia Tech back inside their own 10? What are you doing? What in the absolute fuck was that? I'm not even reading that super chat telling the lady to make Octavian whatever the fuck that says.
Yeah, don't
you
tell
do
me
it.
what to do.
You go make him a fucking coffee.
Don't tell me what to do.
Second and 4. Haynes King, quarterback draw. All the way down to the 2. First and goal, Nerds. Nobody puts the lady in a corner.
That's right.
Cincinnati, first and 10. They're down 10. Pass complete. Out of bounds near midfield for a gain of about 6. Second down coming up. 17-7. BYU up over Cincinnati. Haynes King yelling at people after no gain. Notre Dame should join a conference. Duh. Yeah. They don't want to do that, though. They won't get to handpick their schedule every year if they do that, and then they'd have to play conference championship games, and they're winless all time in conference championship games. So they got no interest in that. They want to keep beating up on Navy and whatever else. Third and goal now for Georgia Tech. 4:56 to go in the game. They're down 14. Nerds are almost as soft as Bama. Damn, that's bad if that's true. That's real bad. Empty backfield. Smells like a quarterback draw to me. Haynes King wants to throw. Caught. Touchdown, Nerds. Boy, Pitt is so fucking... They didn't let Georgia Tech get back in this damn game. I cannot believe Pitt fake punted it. Ran a fake punt on their own side of the fucking field. They deserve to lose the game now. Where's all those Pitt people that were in here earlier with the dumb shit? Where'd they go? Where's that fucking awful waffle or whatever the fuck his name was that was in here earlier? I expected South Bend to be like a super nice town. The place is a dump. It's the ghetto. I don't know. I've never been there.
Well, damn. There goes that.
The biggest comeback in Georgia Tech history. I have no idea what the biggest comeback in Georgia Tech history is. What were they down? 28-0? I know it was 21-0. Was it 28-0 or 21-0? Narduzzi with the assist on that touchdown. Yeah, I don't understand Pitt with that fake punt on their own side of the field, up 14 with 7 minutes to go. That was pretty fucking retarded. Illinois losing to Wisconsin. Luke Fickell trying to keep his job, ain't he? Pitt putting on their South Carolina costume. Yeah, somebody asked me earlier, you think this is going to be another South Carolina deal? And I said, no, no way. Shit. Might end up being. Might end up being. Georgia Tech's going to have to play some defense, though, here, and that's not something they have excelled at over the last month. They're going to have to find a way to get the ball back here. Narduzzi the Woozy. Pitt's coach named Narduzzi. They said Narduzzi the Woozy. That's good. I like that. Narduzzi the Woozy.
That is good.
Let's do a fake punt on our own side of the field on 4th and 4. Up 14 points with 7 minutes to go. What could go wrong? Yep. We didn't care when you told us that the first time. That's why nobody responded or reacted to it. We still don't care. So when you type something that nobody cares about, typing it over and over again doesn't make people care about it more. You know what I mean? Florida isn't playing the Vols until 2029. Uh, 2028, bud. 2028. What is that weird little dog doing? Minding its own business. What are you doing? Well, that's the same guy with a different account. Just hide that one. Log into a different troll account. Make sure you subscribe before you comment. Being Supreme, thank you for the super chat. He says, what a sad, pathetic excuse of a program Florida is, but it's been like this for the past 10 years. Yeah, they're in a bad way. A real bad way.
It's a Chihuahua Pug mix. Somebody was asking what breed of dog.
But woo, the analytics said so. I don't believe that in that case. I don't think the analytics did say to fake it in that case. I think that was just Narduzzi the Woozy doing woozy shit. 3rd and 1, Tennessee picks up the first down across midfield, or close to midfield. All right, 3:55, the clock's ticking. 3rd and 4 for Pitt. Tech with a chance to get the ball back here if they can get off the field here on this 3rd down. 3rd and 4. Pitt's on their own 31. Shotgun. Snap, back to throw. Caught across the 40 to the 45. 1st and 10, Pitt. What was the final score of the Georgia game today? I don't even know. I'll have to look. I didn't watch it. Where is it? God damn, there's a lot of games played in a day. Let me change it to SEC. 35-3. Oh, touchdown Pitt. Touchdown Pitt. That's going to make it 42-28, back to a 14-point lead. Dang, that Georgia Tech defense let them down again. Georgia Tech has now given up 125 points in the last 3 games. Unbelievably bad defense. This is Lincoln Riley levels of bad that we're seeing from Georgia Tech defensively. Embarrassing for the nerds there. That defense is bad, bad. Super bad. Frazier and Bowen's going to eat against Tech. Is that the dagger for Georgia Tech? Well, they'd have to score quick. They'd have to score quick here after this kickoff. Go Owls. Kennesaw State is the 3rd best college football team in Georgia now. Well, you might be right. Did I get here too late for roll call? And what up with Georgia Tech? Well, they fell down 28-0 in the first quarter, basically. They got it within 7, but that's as close as they can get. Now Pitt just scored again to make it 14. Look at Pitt just kicked the ball out of bounds. That's the 2nd or 3rd time I've seen a kicker kick the ball out of bounds today. I don't understand that shit. The fucking field is 52 yards wide. How the fuck do you kick the goddamn thing out of bounds? Woozy behavior. That's what that is. There's more woozy behavior there. Haynes King throws, caught up at the 40 of Pitt. There's still 2:35 to go, so they've got plenty of time, 3 timeouts. They, of course, would need to score, get the ball back and score again, so probably an onside kick coming if they score here. Haynes King back to throw, goes deep. That's going to be pass interference, probably on Georgia Tech. That looked like offensive pass interference. Yeah, offensive pass interference. That one was pretty obvious. Stanford 24, Cal 10. Big rivalry game out here. Yeah, that is a big rivalry game. Remember when the band was on the field in that? Thank you for the super chat, bud. Pitt running back name is Boozy. Boozy the Woozy. Head coach Narduzzi the Woozy. There's a whole team full of woozies. Firing a coach that averages 10 or 11 wins is stupid. I'm sorry. Worked out for UGA. Haynes King pass tipped and falls incomplete. That's going to make it 2nd and 25 now after that pass interference penalty backed them up. Look at Wisconsin doing something. Yeah, they were beating Illinois. Are they still winning? 2nd and 25. Haynes King back to throw. Takes off running but can't go anywhere. Dragged down from behind after a gain of only about 2, and that's going to take it to the 2-minute warning. It's going to be 3rd and 23, 24 after the 2-minute warning. LSU is only up 10-3 versus Western Kentucky. Yeah, we've been laughing at that one all night. BYU still up 17-7 over Cincinnati. That's good. We're going to hit that bet. We're going to hit the Tennessee -3. And we need Washington to win for a $250 winner. We missed the over-under on the Georgia Tech game, which puts me in a bad way. Good thing we got NFL games tomorrow.
Oh my god. Good lord.
Oh, shit. I have BYU money line, BYU -3.5, BYU team total over 27.5, and Georgia Tech team total over 27.5. Those look like winners. A&M will Texas. I'm done watching the Falcons this year. BYU and Georgia Tech are very similar teams. Wisconsin up 27-10. We'll watch the end of this Georgia Tech game and then we'll call it a night. This Florida massacre is just impossible to watch at this point.
That's another Factor commercial.
Oh, yeah. Oklahoma beating LSU by 2 or 3 touchdowns next week. If they can score 2 or 3 touchdowns, yeah. Oklahoma's got a hard time scoring on anybody. I don't think LSU will do anything offensively against Oklahoma, though. I have no idea what Lane Kiffin's going to do. No clue. Fourth down coming up for Georgia Tech. So this is it. Game on the line. 1:40 and the clock is running. Haynes King in a shotgun. Back to throw. Under pressure. Escapes. Throws. Caught. Short of the first down by about 3 yards. Georgia Tech's going to turn it over on downs. And that's just about going to do it. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. The Nerds tried hard. They wouldn't give up. They just didn't have what it takes to beat the mighty Pitt Panthers. And Florida's getting blown out. That game's not even worth watching. But I had a good time hanging out with y'all tonight watching these games. I hope y'all did too. We'll do it again next weekend. Friday, get all day too. There's games all day on Friday. Black Friday, Thanksgiving weekend, rivalry weekend. So we'll do it next weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Your Season Is Over video.